Have you ever wondered how a single cyber attack could cripple global systems and cause havoc? Today, we delve into the story of the infamous WannaCry Ransomware incident, a tale of a devastating digital plague that swept across 150 countries, impacting countless organizations. In our increasingly interconnected world, this incident serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that exist within our digital infrastructure. So, brace yourself as we unravel the mystery of the WannaCry ransomware attack. The saga began in May 2017, a time when cyber threats were rapidly evolving. The world was caught off guard when a malicious software named WannaCry Ransomware initiated one of the most devastating cyber attacks in history. The first organization that bore the brunt of this attack was the National Health Service of the United Kingdom. This colossal entity, employing over 1 million people and serving millions more, suddenly found itself at the mercy of an invisible enemy. The ransomware swiftly infiltrated the organization's computer systems, encrypting their files and holding them hostage. The immediate impact was nothing short of catastrophic. Hospitals were forced to divert emergency patients, appointments and operations were cancelled, and crucial medical records were locked away. But the attack didn't stop there. Like a wildfire, the ransomware spread across the globe, infecting more than 200,000 computers in over 150 countries within just a few days. From logistics giants like FedEx to the German railway company Deutsche Bahn and even the Russian Interior Ministry, no one was safe. The WannaCry ransomware exploited a vulnerability in the Windows operating system, specifically in the server message block protocol, which is used for sharing files and printers across a network. This particular vulnerability was named Eternal Blue. The attackers used a technique known as wormable exploit, which allowed the ransomware to spread across networks without requiring user interaction. It was the digital equivalent of a plague, infecting one computer after another, leaving chaos in its wake. The direct costs of this incident were astronomical. The affected organizations had to spend millions on crisis management, system restoration and data recovery. The National Health Service alone reported costs exceeding £100 million. But the financial toll was just one aspect. The human cost, the disruption to lives and the violation of trust was incalculable. Little did the world know that this was just the tip of the iceberg. As the world grappled with this unprecedented attack, cybersecurity experts were racing against time. The discovery of the attack was a jolt to the global community. It was a typical Friday morning when computer screens across the globe suddenly blacked out, replaced with a chilling ransom note. The name of the monster causing this havoc: WannaCry Ransomware. The identification of the ransomware was a scene straight out of a detective novel. Cybersecurity sleuths across the globe were poring over lines of code, seeking clues in the digital mayhem. The name WannaCry emerged from the chaos, a fitting moniker for a malicious software that held data hostage and brought organizations to their knees. This ransomware was not just another cyber threat, it was a highly sophisticated piece of malware. It exploited a vulnerability in Microsoft's Windows operating system, a flaw that had been left unaddressed in countless systems worldwide. This vulnerability, combined with the ransomware's ability to spread rapidly across networks, made WannaCry a formidable foe. In the face of this threat, the initial steps taken were akin to firefighting. Organizations scrambled to secure their systems, patching vulnerabilities and isolating infected networks to prevent further spread. Cybersecurity firms worked round the clock, developing decryption tools and advising on containment strategies. Government agencies issued advisories and collaborated internationally to trace the origins of the attack. Yet despite these efforts, the magnitude of the attack was overwhelming. Hospitals, banks, telecommunications companies, and countless other entities were paralyzed, their operations thrown into disarray. The direct costs were staggering, with organizations forced to pay ransoms, invest in emergency cybersecurity measures, and deal with the fallout of disrupted operations. The fight against WannaCry was on, but the worst was yet to come. As the world watched in trepidation, the question on everyone's lips was, Who was behind this, and why? The answer to that, however, would prove to be as complex as the attack itself. The world held its breath as experts scrambled for a solution. In the face of the WannaCry ransomware attack, the race against time was on. The world watched on, hoping for a breakthrough, and it came in the form of a kill switch. A security researcher poring over the ransomware's code stumbled upon an unregistered domain. On registering this domain, the spread of the ransomware was inadvertently halted. This was not a premeditated solution, but a fortunate discovery. The containment of the ransomware was a relief, but the aftermath was far from simple. The affected organizations were left with systems to restore and data to recover. They grappled with the direct costs of the incident, which were astronomical. The money was spent on system restoration, data recovery, and bolstering cybersecurity measures to prevent future attacks. However, the indirect costs were also significant. The damage to the organization's reputation was severe. Trust, once lost, is hard to regain. The organizations had to invest heavily in public relations and customer support to handle the crisis and reassure their stakeholders. The resolution of the incident was a daunting task. It required the collective efforts of the affected organizations, cybersecurity firms, and law enforcement agencies. Together, they worked tirelessly to restore normal operations, track down the perpetrators, and strengthen their defenses against future attacks. The incident was a wake-up call for organizations worldwide. They realized the importance of regular system updates, robust cybersecurity measures, and the need for a contingency plan. It highlighted the reality that in the digital age, anyone can be a target, and everyone must be prepared. Despite the resolution of the WannaCry ransomware attack, there were aspects that could never be fully resolved. The data that was lost, the disruption caused, and the fear instilled could not be undone. The incident served as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in our interconnected world. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. The WannaCry ransomware attack was a stark reminder of the evolving nature of cyber threats and the need for constant vigilance. The digital battleground is ever-changing, and the fight against cybercrime is a war that is far from over. Who could have orchestrated such a massive cyber attack, and why? The question that's been on everyone's lips since the WannaCry ransomware incident unfolded. Unsurprisingly, the finger of suspicion pointed towards highly sophisticated and organized cybercriminal groups. With the level of complexity involved in developing and deploying the ransomware, the likelihood of this being the work of amateur hackers is slim to none. But why? What is the motive behind this cyber onslaught? Typically, these attacks are financially motivated. Cybercriminals demand a ransom, usually in untraceable cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, to restore the encrypted data. However, the scale and severity of the WannaCry attack suggest that there could be more to it. Some experts believe that the attack could have been a show of power, a demonstration of the havoc that cybercriminals can wreak when they choose to. The perpetrators exploited a vulnerability in Microsoft's server message block protocol. This vulnerability, known as Eternal Blue, allowed the ransomware to spread across networks, infecting computers worldwide. It's a stark reminder that even seemingly minor vulnerabilities can have significant consequences when they fall into the wrong hands. The WannaCry incident was an orchestrated symphony of chaos, conducted by faceless maestros hiding behind computer screens. As we delve deeper into the digital age, we must remain vigilant and proactive in our defenses against such threats. The shadows of the culprits loomed large, raising more questions than answers. The WannaCry incident left a lasting imprint on the world. It was a wake-up call that reverberated through the corridors of organizations worldwide, underscoring the urgency of robust cybersecurity measures. The long-term impacts were manifold and far-reaching. In the aftermath, organizations had to grapple with the reality of their vulnerabilities. They were forced to reassess their security protocols and invest heavily in fortifying their digital defenses. This event sparked a seismic shift in how cybersecurity was viewed, transforming it from a secondary concern to a critical business priority. Cybersecurity measures underwent dramatic changes. Organizations started to adopt a proactive approach, anticipating threats rather than just reacting to them. There was an increased emphasis on employee training to recognize potential threats and a surge in the adoption of advanced cybersecurity tools. The lessons learned were invaluable. The incident highlighted the importance of regular system updates, as the WannaCry ransomware exploited a vulnerability in out-of-date systems. It underscored the need for regular data backups and disaster recovery plans, which could mitigate the impact of such attacks. Furthermore, it emphasized the importance of transparency and communication during a crisis. Organizations learned that being forthright about their challenges could help mitigate reputational damage and maintain trust with their stakeholders. The scars of WannaCry still linger, reminding us of the importance of robust cybersecurity measures. It's a lesson etched in digital history, a stark reminder of the potential cost of complacency in the face of rapidly evolving cyber threats. The tale of WannaCry is a stark reminder of the perils of the digital age. It underscores the crucial role cybersecurity plays in our interconnected world. With the specter of WannaCry still looming, it's evident that vigilance and a comprehensive approach to digital security are non-negotiable. From recognizing the genesis of an attack to understanding the motives behind such incidents, we must all be proactive in safeguarding our cyber universe. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing insights into the world of cybersecurity.